Suzanne was my inspiration to join Brady. Suzanne came back from DC 10 years ago, full of fire. She needed help, and I knew there was something powerful happening. I was elected secretary of the Los Angeles chapter, and have served in that capacity ever since. I have to admit, it was a little rough those first few years being a guy in the Million Mom March. Charlie and Griffel understand that. We are truly humbled and honored to receive this award. Suzanne and I stand on the shoulders of those who came before us in this movement. We have had the pleasure to work with people who dare to hope that we can bring an end to gun violence in this country. Sarah and Jim Brady dared to hope. Our chapter members, survivors, and grassroots activists working hard in their communities dare to hope. Our police on the front lines every day dare to hope. You know the saying, behind every good man, there's a great woman. Fate brought Suzanne and I together 23 years ago, and as my pastor would say, I married up. It's been a magical ride, and now I'd like to introduce my best friend, the love of my life, and the CEO of the Verge Peak household, Suzanne Verge.
Thank you, Jeff. It was December 10th, 1978. On a Sunday morning, 2 weeks before Christmas, memories of celebrating Thanksgiving, my mother's birthday, were still fresh in our minds. My dad was at 8 o'clock Mass with my sister Annette, my brother Mark, my brother Patrick. I was 15. I was sleeping. Sorry, Monsignor. My brother Arthur had just graduated from college, and he was following his dreams, and so he was off backpacking in New Zealand and Australia. And my brother Peter was out the night before because it was Saturday night, and he was going to spend the night with friends. And there was a knock at the door, and just like that, our world as we knew it had ended. The Santa Monica police had come to tell my mom the most unthinkable, incomprehensible words you could ever imagine. My brother Peter had died 1 mile from our house at age 18. He was murdered. On that day, 2 families' lives were forever changed. The man who killed my brother was a graduate of UC Berkeley's Bolt Law School, and his family was devastated as well. I strongly believe that if there was not a gun in that condominium, there would have been a good fist fight, and my brother would have won it, hands down. So for 20 years, I did not know what to do with this grief. I felt powerless over this situation. And it took one person, just one person, Donna Dees Thomas's, to change my life. Donna was watching the news in August 1999 when she saw the North Valley Jewish community shooting in the San Fernando Valley. She thought to herself, my kids go to a Jewish daycare. This could have been my family. She was outraged. So she picked up the phone, she called down to Washington, D.C., and she pulled a permit. Pulled a permit for 10,000 people for Mother's Day 2000 on the Mall in Washington, D.C. And I knew I had to go to that march. I had to be the voice for my brother who was no longer with us. I distinctly remember I was coming up the escalator, coming out of the metro. I was by myself, and I was carrying my brother's picture. And as I came out, there was a sea of people. There were 750,000 people just on the Mall alone in Washington, D.C. And there were marches all across this country that Mother's Day. I remember seeing people carrying pictures, people wearing T-shirts of their loved ones, people carrying signs of photographs of loved ones lost to guns. And I can still see the photo of this handsome, handsome young man in a tuxedo in his coffin. There were too many of us. What was supposed to be a one-day march became a grassroots movement. I came home and I started a chapter. Now, I'm not asking you to organize a march. I'm not asking you to start a chapter. But I'm going to ask you to do one thing. Tonight, please tell one person, just one person, about what you felt, what you heard tonight. I believe one person can make a difference. My brother Peter made a huge difference to our family. Donna Dees Thomas, she gave me my voice. Please talk to people about the risk of a gun in the home. A gun in the home is 22 times more likely to be used against you then it will be used for self-protection. That gun is more likely to be used against someone you know, someone you love, like in my brother's death. It'll be used for a suicide. It'll be used for an unintentional shooting. This December 4th will mark the one-year anniversary of our dear, dear friend's son, Cameron's death. Cameron was a beautiful 17-year-old. Our friends didn't keep a gun in their home, nor did they own one, but Cameron procured one through someone else's reckless ownership. Now tonight, you're going to hear about statistics. You heard about all the gun deaths. You hear about the risks. But I'm going to tell you, my brother Peter was not a statistic. Cameron is not a statistic. Matthew Black is not a statistic. Laura Wilcox is not a statistic. Kenzo Dix is not a statistic. And I could go on. These are real people. They are missed daily. And the holidays are upon us, and I can't tell you how much we miss these people. So tonight, please, please tell people about what you've heard. I know we can do better. We will do better. We can make a difference. So please go out and spread the news. Thank you.